So Mitch, again, we'll start off with the just looking at the spin or lack of spin. So you're doing a good job taking the spin off the ball. You're getting some good inside run to a right-handed hitter. That's ultimately what we want to try to accomplish. Going back to thinking about what we want to do here, we want to think about that cross and getting inside the circle, okay, and see how we're outside. Let me clear that and get it right here. There's our circle, but notice how we're kind of off center with that cross. So that's where I'd like to focus as far as the positioning of the hand. Let's see if we can tighten that up a little bit. And I think mechanically, I think there's some reasons why that's happening. We can see a little better from the other side when we get to the side view. But as we go into our rotation here, the weight's not transferred, so we're having to rotate our weight forward while we're trying to get into the position to throw the ball. So I think that's ultimately what's causing the hand to be offline there. As far as the spin on the ball, I mean, dude, you're doing a great job there. But if we look over here, okay, we see what's happening as you got your whole foot in the ground, you're pushing the hips, pushing the hips, pushing the hips, but then right about there, you're letting your backside just kind of collapse, okay? As soon as that happens, we're not able to transfer the weight. We're getting into landing, and our weight's still stuck, back in this, back here. So we have to transfer that weight, and you see that happening there. We get into landing, boom, and the weight is not yet to this front hip. Okay, so we've got to get the weight there, then go into hip rotation. What we see is this rotating of the hips while we're transferring the weight. Okay, that's a velocity killer. So whether we're throwing the knuckleball or the fastball, okay, we still want the weight to transfer, boom, there. Now we go into the rotation of the hips, okay, but you're rotating while you're transferring weight, okay? And again, all that is doing is, think of this, our load, our stride equals our load, so we're loading, 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 loading. We want to be at the end of our load, we want to be able to change direction and, launch the trunk and then launch the shoulder. But we're loading, 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 leak, 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 and everything comes through much slower, okay? And also you'll notice your posture as you release the ball, you're never able to really get over that front side. So we end up throwing the ball straight up and down. I want that front hip to be able to rip the trunk through, okay? And again, even if we're only throwing the ball, we're throwing a knuckleball at 58, 63 miles an hour, I still want that trunk involved, okay? What we don't want to end up is having two completely different deliveries, one for the knuckleball, one for the fastball. I don't want the hitter to be able to tell the difference. And we kind of talked about that. What are you going to do on a day where the knuckleball is not working? Okay, that's the day you got to rely on the speed of the pitch. Okay, you got to rely on the hitter seeing the same pitch, but the knuckleball may be coming at 62 miles an hour, even if it's not moving. If your fastball is at 78, okay, you can still get guys out. But if we have two completely different deliveries, it's very obvious to the hitter. They're going to make adjustments much quicker, and be able to take advantage of you and, smash the ball over the park. When your knuckleball is working, you're going to be fine. You throw that thing, it flutters, it's tough to catch, much less hit. I want you to not only prepare for days when it's good, but prepare for days when it's not good. And in order to do that, we've got to be able to get consistent mechanics of, throwing the fastball when we want to, even if it's 10% of the time. That hitter has to know it could come at any moment. So we want our mechanics to not give that away. And that's simply, let's move the weight there. We gotta have the weight on that front hip at that point and not transferring it as we're going into the throw. So hopefully that makes sense, and we'll keep working on it, bud. All right, you're doing a good job.